What if the biggest contract in MLB history is about to be tested for the first time? Not by numbers nor by performance at the plate, but by an absence that is quietly starting to make its presence felt. Shohei Ohtani, the player who redefined the concept of talent in modern baseball, has yet to throw a single pitch in a Dodgers uniform. And as the team's starting rotation unravels before our eyes, the question remains, where is pitcher Shohei Ohtani? It all began on August 23rd, 2023, a regular day on the MLB calendar. Until it wasn't. Still wearing the Angels uniform, Ohtani took the mound to face the Cincinnati Reds. He pitched just 1.1 innings before leaving the game with elbow pain. The diagnosis came quickly. Tommy John surgery was needed. From that moment, the two-way phenomenon that had captivated the league disappeared in half. Shohei Ohtani, the pitcher, was silenced, and what remained was a designated hitter, as feared as he was respected, but incomplete. Fast forward to 2024. Ohtani made his debut for the Dodgers not as the pitcher everyone had been waiting for, but as a ruthless offensive force. With the bat in his hands, he rebuilt his legend. There were 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases, an unprecedented combination in MLB history. Neither Babe Ruth nor Barry Bonds could claim such a feat, just him. An achievement that earned him his third MVP award. But even in this offensive peak, a part of the puzzle remains missing. The mound. Ohtani's absence as a pitcher is beginning to be more than just a medical issue. It is starting to become strategic, and that's where the bombshell comes in. Last Tuesday, Jon Heyman, one of the most respected insiders in baseball, shared information that raised alarms among Los Angeles fans. According to Heyman, the Dodgers are slowing down Ohtani's return as a pitcher. There is no rush, no specific dates. The new goal is the second half of the season, but there is a problem, and it's not small. While Ohtani preserves himself, the Dodgers' starting rotation is disintegrating. This week, Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow, two central figures in the team, were added to the injured list, and the bullpen, overloaded, is already the most used in the entire league. No other bullpen has thrown more innings than the Dodgers. The wear and tear is real, the risk palpable, and Ohtani's absence on the mound is starting to become a tactical hole. Before we dive deeper into the backstage of the situation, take a deep breath and connect with this moment. Because if you've made it this far, it's because you feel baseball differently. So go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. This isn't just about rumors. It's about understanding what's really happening behind the scenes of one of the most powerful franchises in MLB. Let's get back to the facts. Ohtani is doing well, at least when it comes to the bat. He remains a threat with every plate appearance. But the Dodgers didn't sign him for $700 million just for his swings. They signed on to the idea of a super athlete who could dominate both sides of the game. And while there's still hope, the silence about his role as a pitcher has now lasted over 8 months. And it is precisely in this silence that the tension lies. The plan, according to sources close to the franchise, is clear. Don't rush the return. But with each new injury to the starting rotation, this plan is starting to seem risky. Because as much as Ohtani is in peak physical form as a hitter, pitching requires another load, another recovery time, and a greater dose of uncertainty. The Tommy John surgery he had is not his first. It's his second. In the meantime, some positive news has appeared on the horizon. Clayton Kershaw is returning. The legendary pitcher, owner of 3 Cy Young Awards, completed a 60-pitch session for the Tulsa Drillers in Double-A, and the Dodgers are expected to activate him from the 60-day injured list on May 17th. His debut is scheduled for the following day, May 18th. For many fans, this return is a light at the end of the tunnel. But Kershaw is a veteran, and even though he's an eternal idol, he no longer represents a long-term solution for a fragile rotation. With Ohtani off the mound, Glasnow and Snell injured, and Kershaw freshly recovered, the Dodgers' rotation is leaning on vulnerable pieces. The schedule is advancing. The critical games are approaching. And the question that no one can answer clearly remains in the air. When and at what level will Ohtani return pitching? It's worth remembering that the decision to keep him solely as a hitter was made out of prudence, and rightly so. The risk of rushing a return and losing everything is significant, but at the same time, the demand for answers is growing. With each inning thrown by an exhausted bullpen, with each loss in close games, with each comparison to other National League contenders who are reinforcing their rosters for October. For now, the plan remains the same. Hold, trust, wait for the second half of the season. But in baseball, and especially in Los Angeles, time waits for no one. Now it's up to you. Given this scenario, do you think the Dodgers are right to protect Ohtani and aim only for the second half of the season? Or does the current situation require more urgency, even if it means taking risks with the biggest contract in history? Leave your comment below. Your opinion is part of this conversation. The uncertainty surrounding Shohei Ohtani's return to the mound, which had haunted the Dodgers for months, is becoming an even more complex issue in 2025. Although the team has proven capable of weathering adversity so far, with a 20-10 record and leading the NL West, the truth is that the starting rotation remains the team's most critical weak spot. The hope of seeing Ohtani return to pitching is far from the only solution, and the wave of injuries affecting both stars and rookies only reinforces the urgency for answers. It all started with Shohei Ohtani, one of the greatest talents Major League Baseball has ever seen. Since arriving in Los Angeles, expectations for his impact as a pitcher were massive. However, an elbow injury interrupted what could have been a dream season. Since August 23rd, 2023, Ohtani hasn't thrown a single pitch after undergoing Tommy John surgery, forcing him to focus exclusively on hitting. And while he claimed his third MVP award with a historic season, 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases, his absence on the mound still leaves a considerable gap in rotation. Now, as the 2025 calendar progresses, the Dodgers face an even tougher scenario. Injuries have piled up across a pitching staff that was once considered one of the deepest in MLB history. Tyler Glasnow, a key piece in the team's plans, has returned to the injured list with a shoulder issue. Blake Snell, brought in to reinforce the rotation, is also far from fully recovered from a similar problem. These setbacks have forced the Dodgers to turn to young arms like Landon Knack, Ben Kasparius, Bobby Miller, Jack Dreyer, and Justin Wrobleski. Players with potential, but not yet ready to shoulder the burden of a full season starting role. The situation is further complicated by the status of Clayton Kershaw, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, but whose recent years have been plagued by injuries and a challenging recovery. Since 2023, Kershaw has made just 7 starts and is now struggling to reach 90 miles per hour on his fastball. While he's a franchise legend, he can no longer be viewed as a long-term solution to the Dodgers' pitching woes. The veteran is being closely monitored, and his return still carries plenty of uncertainty about whether he can be the same dominant Kershaw he once was. Despite these challenges, the Dodgers remain competitive, thanks in large part to their relentless offense and a rock-solid bullpen led by Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Still, Ohtani's absence from the mound, combined with a growing list of injuries, exposes a strategic flaw that can no longer be ignored. The team cannot afford to rely solely on offense and the bullpen. The rotation needs stability, and that stability might come from an unexpected source. Recently, journalist Zach Pressel of Newsweek floated the idea that the Dodgers could find that stability in Nick Martinez, a right-handed pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds. With a 1-year, $21 million contract, Martinez isn't the flashiest name on the market, but his numbers and style of play suggest he could be a solid addition to the Dodgers' rotation. Unlike many of the team's other arms, Martinez isn't an elite strikeout artist like Ohtani or Kershaw, but his consistency is precisely what the Dodgers need right now. Over the past 3 years, Martinez has posted a respectable 3.30 ERA while shifting between rotation and the bullpen, along with a 4.09 FIP in his first 6 starts of 2025. His biggest strength is command, rather than relying on velocity or swing and miss stuff. He controls the game and minimizes damage. His ability to deliver steady, dependable innings makes him an intriguing option for a Dodgers team whose bullpen is already overworked this season. Martinez is also a pitcher with decent velocity and strong control, which would be a major asset at Dodger Stadium, with its more pitcher-friendly dimensions. Compared to the Great American Ballpark, where he currently plays, Los Angeles offers a more favorable environment for his style. A move to the Dodgers could be exactly what he needs to become an even more valuable asset. As much as fans continue to dream of seeing Ohtani pitch again in a Dodgers uniform, the reality is that reinforcements are needed now. Kershaw, even as a living legend, can't carry the rotation alone, and the injuries to Glasnow and Snell are only increasing the pressure. With Ohtani's return timeline still unclear and further injuries always a risk, acquiring Martinez could be the missing piece to restore balance and confidence to the team. As the season rolls on, the pressure to find a long-term solution for the rotation is mounting. Will Martinez be the answer? Or will Ohtani's eventual return to the mound resolve all of the Dodgers' pitching questions? The franchise's future is closely tied to how these questions are answered. And now, the question everyone is asking: will Nick Martinez be the reinforcement the Dodgers need to stabilize their rotation until Ohtani is ready to pitch again? Or will the returns of Kershaw and Ohtani be enough to carry the team to the top? How do you see the future of the Dodgers rotation? Drop your thoughts in the comments and share your take. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. The Dodger season is far from over, and the answers to these questions could shape the course of the year. Don't miss the next breakdowns and reports coming your way.